Hello, I'm Garrett Godfrey, and welcome to the Crowdfunding Christian Music Podcast, where I'll help you find and fund the music you love. This is episode 9, recorded Thursday, April 2nd, 2015, and this is a bit of a 90s flashback episode. I hope you enjoy the show and find something you can fund. Okay, so let's get right to it. Tonight we're going to be looking at some current campaigns by Jeremy Enigk, the Israelites and the Prayer Chain, and some updates on Burlap Cashmere, Ricky Michelle, and Kevin Max. Now first up is Jeremy Enigk, and if any of you were fans of Sunny Day Real Estate back in the 90s, you already know who he is. He'd done a solo project back in 96, and then some other albums and EPs in the 2000s. His last album, OK Bear, came out in 2009. His music with Sunny Day Real Estate and his solo music are sometimes attributed as contributing to today's emo music. He's back with a pledge music campaign for a new album, and as he puts it, instead of just secretly recording the album and then launching a pre-order campaign, he really wants folks to journey with him through this process. He's been working on a lot of music in the last 5 years and is ready to go. So let's watch him talk a little bit about it.
Hello everyone, this is Jeremy Enigk, and I'm about to start the production of my next full-length solo record.
It's gonna be my best record yet. I already know it.
Now it's about directly working with you.
Going on tour, which will be the launch of the Pledge campaign, with Mark Nichols, who did the orchestration on Return of the Frog Queen, my first solo record.
Outside around in rather than inside out, because
Rather than go into the studio in secret and record a record and then run a campaign, we thought it would be awesome to invite you along to be a part of the process.
I'm going to document as much as possible, just like photograph, video, like behind the scenes type style, the actual evolution of the recording as it goes.
Our destiny to be the king of pain.
You know, just a little bit of insight to what I do, because I'm typically pretty shy over the years, so it's going to be interesting, you know. Yeah. Thank you.
Now,
Break the tie with another win and laugh a lot.
now if you head over to Bandcamp and search for him, and his last name is Enikk, Jeremy Enigk. If you search for him over at Bandcamp, you'll find the OK Bear project, and let's actually listen to a clip from that just so you get an idea of what he sounds like.
It's way home to you. Desire finds its way back to you. Designed by your grace, we live on.
Now there are 59 days left to go on this campaign. This ends May 31st, and he's already over 50% of his goal. So if you scroll down and look, you'll see that it's featuring the signed CD, but if you click on View All Items down here, they're definitely highlighting the fact that if you want your name in the liner notes and the signed CD, there are only 3 left, so act fast. So $10 gets you the digital download 2 weeks early. For $15, you can get the CD plus that download. For $25, that CD is signed, and looks like there are only 55 of those left. For $30, you get the project on record, on vinyl, and for $50 that record is signed. Looks like there are only 15 of those left. And then there are packages with shirts and demos and all kinds of extras If this sounds like something you can get behind, hit up the show notes for the links to the project, and I'll also include the links to the Bandcamp page if you decide to back the project, or even if you just want to help them get more visibility. Post about it on Facebook, tweet about it, spread the word, and let folks know that Jeremy Enoch is working on a new project. So next, I want to say thanks go out to Brandon over at Indie Vision Music for spreading the word on these two next projects. And if you don't know about the site, indievisionmusic.com, it's a great source for news for indie Christian music. You got to check it out. So the first he mentions this week is the Israelites. Now, they had come out in the late 80s and early 90s with a traditional rock steady style of ska, reggae, and their last album was like 8 years ago. Now they've got a Kickstarter campaign for a brand new 15-track album titled Shantytown. So if you go over to their Kickstarter page, they have great little cover art, but no samples of their music here. So hit YouTube and do a search for the Israelites ska, and we're going to take a listen to a clip of some of their music.
To the river and wash my sins away. I'm gonna go down to the river and wash my sins away. And when the Spirit come down, I'll be standing on holy ground. I'm gonna go down to the river and wash them away. I'm gonna go down to the river and get down on my knees.
So that's the Israelites. If you go over to their campaign page at Kickstarter and scroll down, you'll see the reward section. $5 gets you a button, $10 is a button and a sticker. For $30 you get a CD, and then there are more available as well. If this sounds like something you'd be into, hit up the show notes for a link to the campaign page if you back it, or even if you just want to help them get more visibility. Post about it on Facebook, tweet about it, spread the word, let folks know that the Israelites are back. And next, Brandon also had a blurb about the prayer chain. And so the prayer chain, this is the 20th anniversary of the album Mercury, and they're running a Kickstarter campaign to have it re-released as a double vinyl package. Now, the Prayer Chain were an amazing alternative band from the 90s that, to hear them tell it, maybe began to feel like the record label was trying to position them to be like the next Petra, and they didn't want that. So as they went into the studio to record their third release for Reunion Records, kind of purposely went as dark and as different as they could. And in the middle of all this, the band is kind of like having a lot of tension with each other as well, and this is right before they broke up. So there's a lot of emotion in this project. It's a really dark, droning, beautiful project. Well, so they put this together and they submit it to the label, and the label basically says, "What is this?" and sends it back and says, "You got to give us something more marketable." So they do. They work on it a little bit, send it back to the label, and finally it comes out as Mercury. And by the way, just a side track, if you go over to Bandcamp, and I'll include the link in the show notes, and search for the Prayer Chain, you'll find the album Hum, H-U-M-B. This is the album as they initially recorded it and submitted it to Reunion Records, the one that got pushed back to them to tweak. So you can pick that up on Bandcamp for $5.99 for the digital copy. The proceeds go to charity. Nice thing about Bandcamp is you can get it in all kinds of formats, plus you've got forever streaming rights with their smartphone app that's free. But the Mercury project, the one that was released, is being reissued on a double vinyl, and their goal was to get at least 100 people willing to spend $30 each for the double release a double record release. This just launched, and already they have met their financial goal. They're about double their financial goal, and there's still 30 more days to go. This doesn't close until May 2nd. So for $30, if we scroll down to the rewards, you get the double record. For $50, it's a record and a shirt, and there's more. So I'm going to let you hear a little bit of the Mercury project. And it's this artwork right here, nice, really cool sort of look, very colorful. Anyway, so let's take a listen to some of Mercury. Chain. And if the prayer chain sounds like something you might be into, or if you remember them from back in the day, definitely hit up the show notes for the links to the Kickstarter page and the Bandcamp page if you back it, or even if you just want to help them get more visibility. If you have a friend that you remember really used to be in the prayer chain, into the prayer chain, post about it on Facebook, tweet about it, spread the word, let folks know that this classic will be available on double vinyl soon. And normally, I like to take a look back at a campaign that's closed and provide an update. Tonight we have 3. So the first update is about Burlap to Kashmir, and it's just that I got my first track downloaded. So I'm actually going to play a little clip of that for you.
Hallelujah, la la la, hallelujah, hey, hey, hallelujah, la la la, hallelujah, la la la, hallelujah, la la la, hallelujah. Yahweh, your will, back to the throne, I'll be dancing, wasted, not of my own, I surrender, render, all that I saw in my eyes, I.
Now, we talked about them back in episode 2, so you can go back and find out more about them. But Burlap to Kashmir's great project is soon to be released to the masses if it hasn't come out already. The second update is for Ricky Michelle. So this one's also from back in episode 2, and I just got the download version of the project, and it is so very nice. So here is a clip of the track Into Peace, and we're gonna take a quick listen to this. Ricky Michelle. So those are the campaigns for the week. But oh, you know what? One other update was Kevin Max. I got my CD, so I know they're out now. I'd gotten the digital download and have really been enjoying it, but it's nice to have the artwork and the physical media. I'm just kind of like that. So those are the campaigns for the week, but I want you to stick around for a couple more things. If you liked the theme song at the beginning of the show, it's Hypostatic Union by the X Structure out of South Africa. All their music is Creative Commons. All of it's on Bandcamp at Name Your Price. So head over to Bandcamp. Of course, the links are in the show notes. Check them out. Stream some of their music. See what you think. See what it's worth to you. Buy some of their music and let them know that you heard about it on Crowdfunding Christian Music Podcast. Also, don't forget to head over to the Crowdfunding Christian Music Podcast website, and you can find all the episodes. You can find the show notes. When I keep talking about the show notes, that's where those are. You can find a calendar that has all the different campaigns, so you can sort by date and catch them before the opportunity is over. So like you just have a little bit more time to get in on Kerosene Halo, so that's all right there, so you can check those out. There's a submission page up there, so you can see the little link to the submission form. Now this is so you can give me feedback on the podcast, on the website, on a campaign that I ought to cover but I haven't yet. Any kind of feedback you've got there, I'd love to hear from you. Of course, links up at the top for Facebook, Twitter, Google+, the YouTube channel, any way that you could follow or like the page for the podcast. So if you're new to the show, here's what I'd ask for you. Stick around for a couple episodes, see what you think. If you like it, let your friends know, at least any friends that you think would be into crowdfunding for Christian music. If you found it on iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you found it, and they've got a way for you to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. And if they have a way for you to rate it or review it, please do. And I'd love to hear how you found out about the show. So you can email me feedback@crowdfundingchristianmusic.com. You can message me on Twitter @theotherccm, or you can use that submission form on the website. That's it. So I'm Garrett Godfrey. That's it for this week, and I'll see you later. I hope you have a great one. Bye.